This week we are working in the style of Impressionism. Impressionism was an art style and movement that took place in the late 1800s. Artists used dabs of color to form their paintings. However, they did not use the color black for their shadows. Instead, they used dark blue or purple. Impressionists studied how light played with color. The most famous Impressionist artists were Vincent van Gogh, Mary Cassatt, Claude Monet, and Edgar Degas. So let's check out their work and make artwork of our own. To begin our Impressionist style sailboat sunset, we will need 3 pieces of paper. You need 1 paper for your background. These can be printer papers or computer paper. So you need 1 piece for your background, about half a sheet, and this is going to be our water. And also if you want to draw a sailboat, I have a smaller piece. You will also need your warm colors. I am using crayons, but you can use markers. I have my yellows, my oranges, and my reds. So you can find a whole bunch of different shades. And I also have a whole bunch of blues, and I have some purples for my ocean. You would also need a pencil, a pair of scissors, and glue. So to begin, we are going to create our sunset. So I'm going to take my 1 paper away, and I'm going to use my pencil, and I'm going to use my warm colors first. So I'm going to leave my paper tall ways, so my long side is on the left and the right. And I'm going to start with a circle, and maybe somewhere towards the top. Now I'm going to press kind of lightly on my pencil. So that's my first circle, and I'm going to color this in yellow. And when we're coloring this in, we're going to use a couple yellows, just like our Impressionist did. And I'm not coloring it all in. I'm actually coloring it in with dots. So as you're practicing your coloring, color with dots, and I'm going to switch a color. So we want to fill all of our paper, that 1 circle color, in yellow. This is going to be my sun. And you know, we can actually probably do these with crayons instead of a pencil. So you want to work back and forth with a couple colors as you're creating your artwork. So I'm going to take my yellow, fill in my other colors, maybe my darker yellow. This is yellow and this was yellow. Oh, they're both the same color. Let's switch it up here. We're going to add a little bit of goldenrod yellow, and we're going to stick a little bit of, oops, as my crown's breaking. I'm not having a really great crown day here. Maybe I should use markers. But you can use markers too. I had used markers on my last project, so I want to switch it up a little bit. So our next thing is once you got that first circle done, you're going to draw another circle around it. Kind of like an egg. Like a fried egg. So next we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of yellows. We're going to do our yellow dots again. And these can be lines or slashes, but I feel like as we're coloring in like circles around and filling in that space in, it's going to work better than slashes. And then I'm going to do some orange. And our goal is to fill in and get rid of your whites. So this is a lot of coloring, and if you want to take breaks, you are welcome to walk away and take breaks and then come back because your hand might hurt a little bit, and that's okay. I know mine is right now. I'm wearing orange. So we want to keep on creating these circles as we paint around. Just like our Impressionists use dabs of color. We're just using circles of crowns. So after our yellow circle, we want to still make yellow and oranges into our circle. Just kind of like a gradation of color. As it's getting darker and darker as we go out towards the page. And if you want to use scribbles instead too, that works. If your arm's getting tired, you can use little like scribble motions. But you're the artist. You have that option of doing your own style and take on this. All right. Okay, so our next one, we are going to use more orange. Whew, my hand's getting tired. All right, so again, we're going to create a circle around. And this might be our last circle. So right now, I want you guys to draw a line somewhere towards the bottom of your circle. And this is going to be marked where we're going to stop coloring because we don't need to color all this because our ocean's going there. I'm going to save you some time. So we're going to add more orange and then our last one's more red. So keep going around oranges. And just like circle, 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 scribble, scribble, scribble. So I'm going to continue this. And I will come back when I am finished and I'll show you how to do the ocean. Once we've gotten our sky finished. Now you can take breaks like I said, and also remember to use dabs of crowns like as you're circling, but you don't have to use crowns. You can also use markers, and if we were at school, I would be having you guys use paint. So the next thing we're going to do is our ocean, and I have my piece of blue paper, and we're actually going to rip this up into long strips once we're finished coloring. So what we're going to do is we're going to find our blues, and we're going to make lines. We're going to make lots and lots and lots of lines. Or you can still use circles. But I thought let's use some lines since we used circles already. And I'm going to put a piece of scrap paper down so I don't ruin my backdrop. So there's my piece of paper and I can go straight to the edges. So if you want to do that, you can. If you want to work on a piece of newspaper or scrap paper, so you can color right to the edge and not worry about getting color on countertop or a kitchen table. So what I'm going to do is just start making a whole bunch of lines. And again, in different shades of blue. So just keep on adding slashes or, like the Impressionists, dabs of color. And do one color all around. So maybe you have light blues. I'm going to add some purples in here. This is our ocean. Just want to keep on going. If you want to do a little scribbling, you may. This is your ocean. It's your artwork. You can press hard or light on your crown for different value shades. Do some teal. And they can be long, but Impressionists did small. So try your best at creating small. So I'm going to finish this and I am going to show you the next part once we're all finished. Okay, so once we finish coloring our blue paper, I want you guys to hold it tall ways. Okay, you're going to hold it tall ways. All right, and you're going to hold it from both sides. So we're going to rip it in half, long ways. Ready? So you're going to put two, kind of like your little pinchy claws, right on top, and we're going to rip it in 4 pieces. So first we're going to rip it in half, and you can guide it. So as you're ripping it, move your hands down and keep on going. You see this little spot here? That's our wave. And then we're going to rip both of these in half again. So same thing, start at the top, get your little claw fingers, and pinch and rip as you're going down. And you can guide it. You can make it move and so it's not a straight line. And do this the same again. All right, so there's my wave. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to draw a boat. And remember, our boat's not going to be black. It's going to be a dark color. I'm going to make mine a dark purple and green. Okay, so to make your boat, I'm going to make a sailboat. So I'm going to draw a line for my bottom, kind of like a little U shape here. Color it in. Give himself a line for a sail. Now I'm making mine a little thick because I'm going to cut mine out just in case I give myself a little room when I cut. So there's my little sail. Add some green. Alright, so I'm going to cut him out and then we're going to glue them together. So if you need help cutting this out, you can ask an older sibling, a brother or sister, or a parent, mom or dad, whoever you have available can help you cut things out. Alright, so, and you want to be extra careful right where his pole is. If you cut it in half, you can always glue them back together. That's okay. And just take your time as you're cutting them out. Okay, so next we need to grab our sky again, and most importantly, we need some glue. So what we're going to do first is we're going to lay down our pieces and then glue them. So we're going to create some waves. So you can play with them. So you want to get your first piece and we're going to glue. So you can put a line of glue on the back. And remember, a little bit goes a long way. I am just outlining the edges of mine with glue, and you're just going to place them right on top. Kind of right underneath of where we end it with our sky. Next, we are going to add another one. We're going to place it on top. And you might not need all three, but that's up to you. I'm going to take some of this white stuff off, but I'm going to use all four. Alright, so I have finished all of my waves. You can give them a little gentle press down to make sure they're sticking. And lastly, we're going to put our little boat in our picture somewhere. And you don't have to create a boat if you don't want to. I'm going to put him right off to the center, right here. Alright, so there is my finished sunset. Just make sure to share yours with me. And I think this is an awesome Impressionist style artwork. I hope you guys had fun. And remember to share them with me at aschuler@pathwayschool.org.